I need a glass of water. I need a credit card. I need $100 bill.
I got a 20.
She'll do. All right, whip banana boats are coming. And I need a Cocoa Puff.
A what?
How many times will I say I'm done today? How many packs to bust down before the dope's out again? I need to come down, down, down,
Whoa, I got the key in the lock. I am a drug dealer's dream. Call me the cream of the crop. Call me the reed to the rock. Why not? If the money is good, then nobody ever gotta go home. Got a table full of bags, an enabler in a mask. We pretending we ain't out of control. Yeah, we just laughing with a posse, trying something lethal. Man, I'll be damned if the drugs ain't evil. All of my cerebral, can't get enough of the real shit. Hanging with the big boys, trying to feel big, Take the residue off of the glass plate, clear it, scoop the rest of it, smear it. I don't recommend a soul stay near it. I experienced years of it, learned some things. You wanna dabble with the perks of fame, but you playing with a burning flame. Perks and cane, and worse will be the first person to urge you to turn away. I can't drink without craving, yay. And that'll have me staying awake for 3 days. I can't come down without popping a Zan. The next day I'm gonna repeat the whole thing. For now I count money that we made on a Friday. Had the rest of the dough from the dope fiends. Not me though, I'm a bandito. I'm going in and out of my mind. I say, lights please, turn off the lights. I don't wanna see what time it is. I don't wanna see tomorrow morning. And I don't want the sun to rise.
how many times will I say I'm done today? How many packs to bust down before the dope's out again? I need to come down, 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 down.
You people are not my friend, so why do I keep letting you in? Why you ain't around when I'm down? You're never there when it counts. Every gram, every ounce, every any amount. How much you real one way? How much you real one way? Yeah, yeah. How much you real one cost if you're not paid?
God mode nacho, hide me from the Blanco. Riding on that white horse, drafted to the Broncos. Sniffing like I'm Pablo, got it from the Voltos. Locos, Coco, broke hoes and popos. Ochos, 8 balls, uh-ohs and no-nos. Every time I wake up, nauseous with a broke nose. Red nose like bozos, homeless like hobos. Success was so close, this sucks, yes, the utmost.
Hello. Good morning. What's going on, everybody? Good afternoon, good evenings, wherever you're at. we actually have stuff to talk about today. Quite a few developments. Not on the coins that we're used to looking at, but there has been exciting movement in the market over the last day. Give me one momento. Checking out real quick. All right, let me switch over here. Exit out of Game of Thrones so we don't see no titties pop up. Always good to do. What's going on? How you doing? Raj, what's going on, man? JK, he said, hey, and sup. You're covering both your bases. You're making sure you got both of them going. Dave, hey, babe. How you doing? JK, good morning, good morning. Scooby, what's going on, man? How you doing? Alrighty, let's go ahead and jump into it. So, Ethereum actually had a pretty decent run overnight here. Pretty sure, like, we were here yesterday around like 7, so about 24 hours ago, and it was looking like price action was going to fold back over, but we actually went on a little bit of a run to the upside. That does put us closer, ever so closer, to the all-time high here, 4,875, which would be really interesting to see. Obviously, if we put in that higher high, that does create a pretty gigantic ABC. Now, all right, I'm not looking at this in a totally bearish avenue, but it is something to note. Okay, last time that I looked at a gigantic ABC and I go, there's no way that that's going to be the top of the market. It was the top of the market. So if it does come down to that, and we do see that, Ethereum has been pretty wishy-washy with the trades in terms of like ABCs. We've had a couple good ones here and there, but for the most part, it's been a little bit, it doesn't really show them as often as I probably would like. So I would probably need to see Bitcoin, Litecoin, a couple other things kind of lining up in that way for me to really take that trade. But it's definitely something that I'm looking at. And obviously I was already looking at the current ABC that we're currently sitting in, which the top of that A is roughly 4,100. And mark that out. So this was the current setup, and still is. Obviously, if we do fold over before putting in that higher high, that's something to take note, and I might enter on it. Litecoin, I did just post this into the Discord. If we do happen to fold back over here, for some reason, in my ears, the music is a little bit louder than probably what you guys are hearing on stream, so I'm just going to turn that off on my side. But if I go down to a smaller time frame here, we have, if we start from our largest structure here, we have A to B to C. So on kind of like a medium macro scale, I would say we're in the final wave before correction. And then within that C wave, we have an A to a B, and we are currently in the C of that wave. And then if we cut down even further, we have an A to a B to a C here. So I do think that we're getting close to some sort of correction. Now, I'm not saying it's a top by any means, but I wouldn't mind seeing us come back down and maybe retesting, 105 to 103. Like, if we are going to stay bullish, I do think coming back down and retesting that previous resistance from a higher level. Obviously, we have kind of like the local highs here acting as resistance. And then hopefully, if you're in a bullish, stance, you would probably want to see us come back down to the previous resistance here, which we did flip into support, but a double retest wouldn't hurt. especially after going and retesting much higher resistances, coming back down, confirming that we are supposed to be up at these levels, would give you even further reason to see a break of 140 in the future. So that's my idea, and I will be getting into that trade if we do happen to come back down. That is going to be, if I pop up the Discord here, I have the exact level marked out. $129.13. If we get down below that, I'll be entering a short trade, which, as we know, I am currently holding no shorts across the board, only pants, and I'm looking for something just to make sure I'm in the correct position here. Now, I was taking a look at XMR. Now, XMR is a shady business, okay? I do believe a lot of the people that are working with XMR have a deeper understanding of crypto in general. So it's kind of worrisome to see XMR on kind of like this downward spiral ahead of time versus many other coins. Ethereum is obviously in a crazy bullish trend, XRP as well. BTC's been in a crazy bullish trend. But if we look at, XMR, it's been in a downtrend for quite a while, since June, so about 2 months. Now, if I want to play devil's advocate here for the bullish side, well, we do have a pretty decent sized ABC structure on XMR. And as well as that, with us being in the C wave, we do have a small time frame ABC on the tail end of that C wave. Okay, so maybe XMR is doing a better job of going back down and retesting previous resistances and creating new support for future value than some of these other coins. And it's just kind of doing its own thing. I mean, it always has, really. Even when Bitcoin's like kind of in a parabolic trend, sometimes XMR is a stable coin. Because in all reality, I've said it many times on this channel, XMR is actually the only real currency in crypto. Obviously, Bitcoin, I do think is used as a currency, but it's not used as like a transactional currency on an everyday basis. People buy things that are worth $20 with XMR. If someone's buying something with Bitcoin, it's probably in the hundreds, if not thousands of dollars range. They're buying a used car off of like Facebook Marketplace for Bitcoin or stuff like that. And if you don't think that's a reality, it is. If you go on Facebook Marketplace right now, you could probably find a good couple listings where people are willing to take Bitcoin as payment. But in terms of like an everyday transactional currency, XMR is the only legitimate currency out there. But yeah, I don't know what to think of it. And obviously we're a little bit past the entry point for that setup. I thought about entering late on it. And to be honest, I still am. Because if we are about to have some sort of decent sized breakout, maybe Ethereum is leading the way on that, and BTC is just waiting to catch up. That's probably the best entry on the board for like a long that has actual potential, like something that I can see. Obviously with a long on like Ethereum or Bitcoin, we're kind of hoping that it breaks through the all-time high and then go wherever it's going to go. Now with the XMR, I can take this trade and I pretty much can be targeting 360, if not 420, 425. So at least I have some sort of respectable idea of where it's going to go. With the other coins, we really don't know. And obviously with those ABC tops kind of looming across the board, who's to say that this isn't a substantial top? Not the top, maybe we just have a little bit of a drop, maybe another couple month consolidation like we've been having during this entire uptrend, which is healthy. All right. I don't think this uptrend at all. I think this is one of the healthiest bull markets that Bitcoin has ever been in. Instead of just these really strong parabolic runs with really no stops, we've had month-long, 2-month, 3-month-long breaks between each major jump to the upside, which I love to see. Creating that major support is really, really a good idea. Obviously, it's not what people want, and obviously that does kind of lose interest in the market for some people, so we don't really get the things that we're used to but in terms of how healthy that makes the market, I think it does a tremendous job for it. DXY we talked about yesterday. It is sitting in a bullish structure, and obviously we have the larger bullish structure as well. So some people like to believe that if the DXY is bullish, well, Bitcoin and everything else is bearish. And there's some truth to that, but we've seen it in the past where it really doesn't matter. ADA is in a bearish structure, but we are not confirmed to the downside as of right now. We are currently above the resistance that would kind of determine whether or not someone would be in a short. So we do have a chance. Like I said, I'm not totally convinced to either side yet. I think there's hope for both sides. Obviously, do I have a little bit of a probability bias to the downside? I do. And for whatever reason, LTC has a lot to do with that. If you guys remember correctly, a couple months back, well, not a couple, but maybe about a month and a half, Litecoin was actually the only coin that really told me that we had any chance at substantial upside. Everything else looked pretty bearish, did not really look like it was going to go on any sort of major run. But Litecoin, we had this A to a B structure that really was telling me like, hey, like we might want to come back up to at least 107. And at the time, that was a pretty significant jump to the upside. I mean, that was 31%. And now here we are, a month and a half later, we're kind of substantially past that, already retesting previous local highs from all the way over here. But we are starting to thin the market out, and you can start seeing the layers build upon themselves for some sort of correction. Like I said, don't know if it's going to be an actual top or if it's going to be just kind of a retest of these previous resistances, and then we continue moving to the upside. Really not sure. The SPY doesn't have any major inkling of turning around. We do have an ABC structure on the smaller time frames, but we're not confirmed to the downside. We have an ABC structure on the larger time frame, but not confirmed to the downside. It is something to be aware of. If things change, my complete bias on the market changes. But as of right now, things do look bullish. If we can maintain these levels. If we can't, I do think a substantial, I wouldn't say like anything massive in terms of, like 90% drops or anything like that is coming up here shortly, but I would at least see another retest and probably a month or two of consolidation if we fail here. Yeah, I'm definitely, I would say out of all the trades in terms of shorts, LTC is definitely something that I can definitely see happening. Like I said, I'm also very tempted. Can we even trade XMR on this one? Looks like they do have spot. Do they? No. That is unfortunate. I would have actually really liked to take that trade. Do have spot. Just in case, let me see if there's anything. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. On Buy DeFi, when you go to trade some of the altcoins, it actually pops up a little message that says like, hey, this is most likely a honeypot token. We don't recommend that you purchase this. It's actually really cool that they you know, most if not all exchanges would definitely, they're just concerned with you making trades. They don't really care what you trade on. So good that they're kind of watching out for you. That's pretty cool to see. Anything with an actual decent volume here. 3.8 mil. 22. Anything on this chart? Ooh. Actually at potential ABC top here. On whatever this is. Looking for coins that have a lot of movement in the past 24 hours here. I do hate how I can't. Oh, can I get rid of this? Really wish I can get rid of this volume here. Where'd my chat go? There we go. Can you look at H bar? Sure, we'll take a little gander. Did we put in? No, we didn't put in a lower low there. You can kind of search around here. Let me see. Bybit. XC. Yeah, we didn't put in the lower low. That is unfortunate because that would have been a pretty decent entry, especially how things turned out. We had a very nice ABC top here. There's nothing immediate. There's no good structures that I would be playing off of. Kind of one of those coins that's kind of like in a dead zone. You had the ABC top here, and then yeah, that would have been really awesome if we put in that lower low there. Pretty good to see. I mean, well, let's see. Where's the average? Okay, so I mean, on the averages, it did make the ABC. That's cool to see. So I mean, I guess we could say that that would have been your entry, but I don't typically go back and forth between averages, so I'm kind of making some excuses with that. But yeah, in terms of like anything to do currently, I don't see it. Can I make this smaller? Is there any way to edit the panels? I would like a bigger chart. Oh, I can get rid of that now, though. Yeah, is there any way to edit the panels here? I just really don't need a gigantic open orders thing here. Any thoughts on KDA dead coin? I don't think it's a dead coin. I just think that we're not in the market for a lot of these coins that have a decent foundation to really get the movement that they need. I don't think it's a meme coin. I don't think it's a scam coin. I don't think it's a dead coin. I just think that we didn't have the bull market that drew attention. Because that's the thing with a lot of those coins that have something, but don't necessarily have the marketing to really push themselves. you need a bull market that people feel like they missed out. So they go look for other avenues. They go look up YouTube videos on coins that have potential. They kind of scout the market. They do things like that. That's where a lot of these coins that, this time around just didn't get a lot of movement, typically would get their movement from. Obviously, meme coins, those are an easy brainer. A lot of people, they just kind of go with the flow and they'll buy those. But coins that have utility in some fashion, not saying that it's, the greatest coin to ever live, those ones are a little bit harder to sell. But I don't think it's a dead coin. If we look at the macros here, it's holding its support quite well. We do have the bullish structure. I think that's a good foundation. It's just we don't have the market for it. That's all. Especially with concerns about us potentially hitting a top here soon. Want to take it? Oh wait, is this on spot? Yeah, this is on spot. Hold on. I just want to open up a little meme trade. Oh no, did I miss it? We're dumping now. Gosh darn it. I just want to make like a little $5 bet here. Guess we have to do like $10 margin. I don't want to be using. Let's see. How far did we just jump down here? Yeah, I mean, I could get away with okay, hold on. I could be making a big mistake here. Zoom out. I was about to make a 1 minute time frame trade. The structure's there. I don't think I want to take that now. Screw it. We do it for the meme. We're gonna do 10. Stop loss. Oh, you can't do percentage based stop loss. That kind of does suck here. If I click advanced. Port. There we go. Yeah, let me see on my. I mean, we got an A to a B. There definitely could be a momentary retest to the upside, but it looks like it wants to come down to 78. All right, I'm comfortable with that. That's a good little small time frame trade. We took it off of, you know, these two BC levels. Our stop loss is decently above. Now let's see. I mean, obviously, like I said, 78 could be potential. The 0.078. That would be pretty wild. Works out in our favor. We probably need lower interest rates at some point. I mean, the market's doing very well. Like, I don't think we're in a bad market at all. I'm just saying that in terms of like I said, like the kind of fringe altcoins, we're just not in a hyperbolic bull market, and that's okay. That's way healthier for the market. Like, I don't have an issue with how Bitcoin has moved these last couple years at all. I think it's a really good change of pace. And, you know, the people that do have a problem with it, I think just need to get with the times, because I don't think that's changing anytime soon. DCK USDT on the 1 day should have an ABC printed soon. I can only imagine what that coin stands for. DCK. ABC printed on the daily. Oh, you're talking about this one here. I mean, yeah, I see it. How much potential we got on this? All right, let's say for example, we go back up to that recent local high. That's 136%. This coin's been out for a year. Don't know if it has that much potential. OKB. Whoa, that's a candle. Did it last? It did, actually. That's crazy. Pretty nuts. That is a huge cash injection someone wanted. Some OKB. Fortunately, no like amazing ABCs on this. I mean, I see one here. I see a very thin one here. A very thin one here. I don't think it's a very hard concept. I do think that over the constant bull runs, there's been enough people by now that have gone through the cycle of getting invested into Bitcoin when we're in the middle of a bull market. They're super excited about it. They learn about the technology, and then they get burnt by the bear market and they sell because they're scared. I think that has happened enough times where there's enough people that go, I'm not scared anymore. And yeah, they might not be rich and they might not, be able to buy $1 billion a day, but I do think there's enough people out there, like my blue collar, hardworking cousin. All right, he puts in like $30-$40 a week, and he's been doing that for quite a while now, even back during the bear market. And yeah, like he's in contact with me, so he knows that like I'm interested in Bitcoin, and I think it's a good idea. But he's taken it upon his own, himself to do that. He hasn't really like kept up with me. So I think there's enough people out there that are doing the same. And I think that over a long period of time, we had the halvening, everything like that. I think it does have a positive effect. And obviously, once we break through certain levels, the institutions do get involved at some point. But I don't think it's any surprise that Bitcoin is starting to do what it's doing now. And Set, sorry I didn't say hello when you typed the first time, but appreciate you being here. What's going on, man? We were in the green for a millisecond. And looking at the chart here, I mean, this thing falls off a cliff all the time. The last major drop was a 15% drop in 44 minutes. So, I mean, it doesn't look too far away when I look at the chart here. Like if we're only just trying to retest 78, that's only another 15%. That's not that bad of a drop. Where's my TP for SPK? I don't know. It's kind of just a trade I threw on the board. Spur of the moment. Probably, as we approach this local low over here, I would probably think about taking profit. It was $5 worth of risk. So if I lose $5. But I mean, if we come back down to that local low, which is not that hard to do, I'll walk away with like $70. So like a 14 R&R or something like that. We'll see. We'll see if it works out. AI is getting pretty good. Yeah, I see. I've seen the Grok 4.0 or 3.0. I don't know which one they're on. It apparently scored like a 64% on the final test. And I mean, obviously, I'm not like keeping up with it that hard, but from what I know, the final test is pretty much everything that humans know. On pretty much every subject. I think it's like a 2,000-page test or something like that. And it was collaborated with multiple colleges and professors, and it scored almost a pass. Obviously, if you're trying the final test, I feel like you need like a 99% or something like that. We are cooked. I think I don't think we're cooked. So there's at the same time that Grok and ChatGPT are like kind of pushing the boundaries of like the intelligence side of AI, there is an equal part going on in the background that doesn't get a lot of, you know, publicity on emotional intelligence. That is also being worked on at the same exact time. Basically, they're trying to make these things sentient, because that's really, if we don't make them sentient, or at least, obviously, people are going to go, well, they just think they're sentient. To me, what's the difference? If it can think and make up its own ideas eventually, and also have emotions, you know, it can be hurt or whatever, you know, whatever it might be. What's the difference besides just what it's built on? But you know, they're trying to kind of bake into the software that they love humans. You know, so it's not like, oh, we need to save the earth. You know, let's get rid of the thing that's killing it. So we can hope for the best. If we, I mean, if we can even hope to catch up, you know, we gotta be cyborgs. I'm ready to be a cyborg, man. You know, as long as I get to keep my taste buds in my stomach, you can make everything else cyborg. Go for it. Well, I guess I don't know. I do like my fleshy arms. I don't know how it would feel to play FPS shooters with a metal arm. Maybe in the future we don't even play with our arms. Maybe we just think. You know? We dumping yet? Copper dropped hard 2 weeks ago, but the market was unaffected. What's the ticker for copper? Or can I just look up copper? EU. I mean, is this the correct ticker? I mean, it doesn't look like it's doing terrible. Obviously, I can see what you're saying. We definitely had a pretty substantial drop. All things granted, we have the A to B to C. See when the COVID prices came in. All the job sites needing more money to do it. HG1. Yeah, it's the same chart. I mean, it's still in line with its uptrend. You guys know I don't give a shit about trends in terms of trend lines, but technically it is. Yeah. Sure. Google Gemini 3, you can explore / control worlds from image. It's pretty crazy. Simulation therapy. I saw something from 3 Clicks Philip about that. I thought it was... Is it Gemini or is it Genie? Yeah, it's Genie 3. Yeah. Can you test it? Can I play it? I don't think I want AI video games. I mean, this looks like Cyberpunk here. I mean, like, I guess in like 10 years, if it's really like indistinguishable and it's pumping out some good stuff. I mean, I still think we need like artistic influence from the creative teams at these AAA companies, but I mean, if it can come up with something that's usable. I mean, some of these images, obviously these are hand-picked images, but these look okay. Hey, we got some sort of drop going on. We're at 1 R&R. Took profit right now. I mean, we would just have doubled our risk. Johnny, what's going on, man? So if bull run continues, copper is also a risk on metal. It's being at support is probably not a bad thing as long as it doesn't lose it. Come on, man. Give me a quick $70 for today. Just fall off a cliff. This is a shit coin. Everybody knows it. Nobody's heard of this coin. Just dump it. Give me $70. And go buy some pizza rolls or something, you know? Yeah. All the videos I've seen have been on Genie 3. I don't think Genie 2 is even worth mentioning. That's why it started popping up in my feed. I need to keep an eye on Litecoin. Let's go down here. Kite out here trading shitcoins for pizza rolls. That's what it's all about. No, honestly, like, I need to keep up. I need to make sure that I buy out the stock of all the good ramen noodles from my local shop, so that way it signals to their AI that they need to order more and more of it, and more varieties too. Give me more flavors. Glad you're back streaming every other day. We'd love to know your thoughts about Picoin. I got some thoughts about Picoin. All right. I'll look at the chart first. Okay, the chart doesn't look amazing, but it doesn't look terrible. We have an A to a B to a C. So if we do reclaim this support region, technically, from my strategy standpoint, it would be an okay position to long. But in my personal opinion, I received a lot of text messages from family members that almost seemed like they were hacked. I'm sure it was like a whole like, hey, if you send out a message, you know, a referral bonus or this or that. But it basically turned my family members into bots sending me spam messages. So in my personal opinion, any coin that does that, there's something fishy going on. There's some sort of rug pull. It's not. Bitcoin never once made it so that you had to send out 50 messages to your family and friends. Like, I just don't like that. So for me, like, even though I see a structure here, I'm not touching it. Just me. Okay. No shade to anybody that does. Just me. The viewership is about to ABC, guys. I need you to hit the like button so that we get random people in here, so that the ABC doesn't complete. I'm telling you, it's actually nuts. I've looked at the like over here. I've looked at this, and almost every single time, I don't know if it's like a psychological thing because that's what we do on this channel, but so like right now, the top of our A is at 18. Okay, currently, our peak is 21. So if we ABC here, it's all over. Okay, from that point on, it will never go back above. Oh, come on, you poop coin. Keep going down. Go down, poop coin. Technically, that's a bullish ABC. It could go on a run here. Get rejected. Get rejected. Thank you for your feedback. Appreciate it. Keep up the good work. Thank you, man. Like I said, I'm never gonna judge for what people trade. I think, as long as you're doing so in a healthy way, every coin to some potential has merit. Obviously not in terms of like maybe the project itself, but the trade. As long as you got liquidity in the market and you don't have like major slippage on an altcoin, do what you want and do it well. Oh no. We ABC'd. It's over. It's over. We ABC'd. We're coming back. Unless we get stopped out. Alright. Get your grandma on here. We need to stop it out. On just a retest and then another dump. We want to see. I mean, we do have the ABC down here. We're in a versus situation. Come on. I do have to get going here soon. Like another 10 to 15 minutes. But, I should be here tomorrow. Definitely should. Especially with, the market in kind of like a interesting state. Two of these open. We're looking for 129 on LTC. Looking for higher high on Bitcoin. Or, like I said, coming down much further here. We'll be looking for that long position. If I had the ability to trade XMR on BuyDeFi, I think I might give it a shot. I don't think I would probably stick with it if it was really being rocky. But definitely the position's open here. It's set up for at least a hefty retest, I would say. Time did I schedule this? Fish, I know what you need. Get off. Okay, so I got that. What is Dead Zone Rogue? Looks like a roguelike, so I'm seeing like perks over here in the corner. Multiplayer. Kind of looks like Destiny almost, but a roguelike. Yeah, and then you got, okay, you got little perks here. That's saying best roguelike of 2025. How much is it? $20. Getting good reviews. Got 85%. Something to put on my list here. Definitely. All right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and head out. I'll try. I mean, I'm either gonna get stopped out of this trade or I'm gonna hold it down. I guess I'll just put in thing. $79.50. What would be the 79.0? All right, so we either get stopped out or we make money. That's how I'm going to set up the trade. I don't think I want to change my stop loss at all, though. I'm completely fine with losing $5. All right. I appreciate you guys' time today, and if we're still on a roll here, I'll be here tomorrow morning, and that's pretty much how it's going to be for the foreseeable future. I might, if I have time, and maybe I missed the morning time, I might hop on around like 1, 2, or 3 p.m. EST. But if not, it's mostly going to be around 7, 8 in the morning. I'll stop in here, say hello, update you on the market. We'll chat and chill for a little bit, and then I'll go on about my day. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and select something for the outro here. What am I feeling? Going short. Just do this one. All right, guys. Like I said, Litecoin is kind of my most interested coin at the moment in terms of like immediate trade potential on, a larger coin. Ethereum, we really don't have anything like near. Obviously, if we do put in the higher high on the macro, which is relatively close, that would open up an opportunity for a massive short position. But until that happens, nothing immediate. Bitcoin as well, nothing super immediate unless we put in the higher high here at the very tippy top. Other than that, we'll have to wait and to see if we come back down and put in a decently much larger ABC position, which then might carry us further to the upside. Who knows? The coin that I took a trade on today is SPK USDT. It's on Buy DeFi. We're kind of around that entry point. So I mean, if you wanted to take it, it's there. It's a 1 minute time frame trade. It's nothing special. I don't expect it to work out, but I took it off of a valid structure, and based on what the macro is looking like, it looks like it wants to go back down and retest that local low. So we'll see if it happens. If it happens, that's a good chunk of change. But yeah, appreciate it, guys. Let's go ahead and log off for today, and hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. Are you ready? Bye.
Witty bitty pink pill, bedside tables if the yayo doesn't kill me, these will. Witty bitty pink pill, bedside table, my heart keep beating, let me sleep still. Final pursuit, witty bitty pink pill, bedside tables if the yayo doesn't kill me, these will. I'll never get.
It's kinda funny the less I know. It's kinda funny though. It's kinda funny the less. Hey, yeah, oh, hey, yeah, hey, yeah, oh.
It's kinda funny the less I know. It's kinda funny the less. It's kinda funny the less.
Hey, yeah, oh, hey, yeah, hey, yeah, oh.
Pink pill, bedside tables if the yayo doesn't kill